It was a nightmare for us, and we just didn't know what to do.
Steve Luca and his family have lived in their home here in Palm Harbor at the bottom of a hill for more than 15 years. And every time it rained,
it was so bad. When the rain would come down, it would come up to our garage, and it would get up to here, and the water would just rush in. We were constantly on eggshells, and anytime a thunderstorm would come, it was hard for us to sleep.
Steve, you also said that water used to come not only down to your driveway, but actually into your house?
Yes, it would actually come through the driveway. It would actually come over the curb even, and come right into the door and run a little bit right into our entryway there. And, it's like...
So this is all like 2 inches?
This was all 2-3 inches of water would all come in here. And again, even the dog would get a little nervous and upset.
Luca finally called the county looking for help. David Tauhook and Mike Maroney are engineers with Pinellas County, and they've worked on numerous projects, big and small, helping people with their flooding problems. Maroney recalls the project in Steve Luca's neighborhood.
We determined that building another catch basin right by his house and then doing some minor slope improvements. I mean, we're not eliminating all the water to his house, but we're eliminating probably 95%.
And now when it rains, like it did earlier this morning, Luca says the success of the project is easy to see.
Look at how dry, it's dry as a bone. And you don't know how good that feels.
But flooding isn't the only area of concern for Public Works. There's also erosion, an ongoing and increasingly dangerous problem throughout parts of the county.
While we can go in and we can solve flooding problems, and we continue to, and flooding is still a serious issue, erosion problems are also serious issues, and over time in an urban environment it tends to get worse, and so we often have to come back in and shore these areas up.
One such area the county has worked hard to correct is officially called the Curlew Channel M Project. The banks along the Curlew Creek in North Pinellas had eroded so badly that property owners and their property were literally hanging on the edge.
If you'd have come out here last year, you would have seen basically a 10-foot deep ditch that was threatening these homes in the area, creating a lot of erosion, a lot of bank sloughing. It was a dangerous condition. They couldn't let their kids out.
Workers put a 5-foot diameter pipe into the ground, which now handles a majority of the area's rainfall runoff. And they covered the new drainage system with a grassy berm, giving people their backyards once again. Now the only evidence of a drainage system is heard, but not seen.
This is the kind of stuff that we like to do. This is why we're in the county working as engineers. Is we like to make the quality of life improvements for the people. We just have to have the money. And the Penny for Pinellas affords us that ability.
It was Penny for Pinellas funds that helped Joe and Pam Hines with their flooding problems. Last year, crews worked in the surrounding streets that were literally upstream from the Hines home in Seminole. You said at one point when it used to rain really hard, this all would have been underwater here?
Oh yeah, from here all the way out, all over the street, out there in the street, it would have been up to your knees.
Up to your knees?
Up to your knees. I am not kidding.
Wow.
I came out here one time and I could not believe how deep it was and how fast it was flowing.
One little drain at the end of their street just wasn't enough to handle the river of water and debris that would come their way with every hard rain.
Oh yeah, lumber, brooms, trash cans, all kinds of things would be floating down here. And you'd have to pick up all this debris, all the lumber, all the garbage that was flowing down here. The grass was always ruined.
Pam says these pictures really don't show how bad the flooding usually got. She says she took these photos on what she would call a good day.
And then one day somebody rang the doorbell and said, I'm with the county. We're going to remedy the situation. When we get through, he says, you won't have a drop of water coming close to your house. And they were right.
That was a major project. We actually routed the outfall through the neighborhood, through the adjacent golf course, and then out into the tidal waters. And the result has been phenomenal.
That's how important a penny for Pinellas is. I mean, this paid for this project. I think it's fantastic.
If you care about the county, voting for the Penny for Pinellas is worth every penny, because you never know when you're going to have a problem and you may need those funds to help you. But I didn't vote for it the first time. This time, I guarantee you, I'm going to be the first one in line to vote for it, and it sure helped me out. And I'm a happy customer of Pinellas County.
Coming up on Inside Pinellas this week, hoping for success. We'll bring you several stories of success with a few folks who've moved on from Pinellas Hope. And just what the doctor ordered. We'll show you how Pinellas County. Coming up on Inside Pinellas this week, hoping for success. We'll bring you several stories of success with a few folks who've moved on from Pinellas Hope. And just what the doctor ordered. We'll show you how Pinellas County's Wildland Fire Team uses prescribed burns to fight fires. Plus, saluting our finest. It was a night to honor the contributions of our law enforcement, firefighters, and EMS personnel and their families. And our cameras were there. We'll have the latest on all those stories and much more straight ahead on Inside Pinellas this week.
From the studios of Pinellas County Connection Television, this is Inside Pinellas This Week.
Welcome to Inside Pinellas This Week. I'm Mark Romano. Pinellas Hope is a community project that offers hope to the homeless. The temporary shelter opened this past December with the mission of not only giving homeless people refuge, but housing assistance and treatment. How is this project going? Inside Pinellas reporter Len Szynski joins us now to share a few success stories. Len?
Thanks, Mark. You know, since last December, more than 377 people have come through the gates here at Pinellas Hope, all of them looking for a fresh start in life. What they found was the wherewithal to get off the street and get back on their feet again.
Nick Wade was out of work due to injuries he received in a motorcycle accident. He was living day to day, eating and sleeping wherever he could find food and soft grass.
Salvation Army, they got a couple soup kitchens and stuff around. Cleaning, you gotta go 7-Eleven, bathrooms, stuff like that. As far as sleeping, I went off the Pinellas bicycle trail because it was quiet and safe, you know. Don't have to worry about people rolling you over.
Marvin Parsons quit his job working with leather products, confident he could find another within a few weeks. But weeks turned to months, until he wound up spending his nights on the sidewalk in front of St. Petersburg City Hall.
I was scared of everything. Being on my own, getting rained on, drunks coming by wanting money or threatening you or whatever, getting arrested for whatever reason, trespassing or what. It was just scary. It was scary.
Ed LaBounty spent time on the air as a radio disc jockey until he fell on hard times and wound up at a Salvation Army shelter in St. Petersburg. The thread that ties these three men together, they're living productive lives again through the efforts of the people at Pinellas Hope.
If you want to truly get on your feet, if you truly want the tools to do what you need to do, Pinellas Hope is the place to be.
Residents of Pinellas Hope get help coping with disabilities. They can get IDs if needed. They get help with alcohol or drug treatment, job placement, psychological counseling. But most importantly, they get the right motivation to go out and face the world with their heads held high.
It's pretty hard to get ahead if your head is in your car or on the street, and you can't take a bath, and you can't look presentable. Here, at least they can dress right, they can take a shower, they eat. We only feed one meal a day through the grace of the churches, but they're not hungry. And their minds are filled and their bodies are filled and they're clean.
Providing the hot showers, they had job placement assistant programs they're setting up. Just giving you everything you needed to get going again. Warm place to sleep, that was the main thing. Coffee in the morning, that helped a lot.
Because of his experience with food service, Pinellas Hope found Ed LaBounty a job with a local restaurant in a popular beach hotel. They also found him a place to live as well, close enough to his new job so commuting wouldn't be a problem.
It's been an awesome experience. I've got a nice apartment now. I've got a great job. You know, I'm very happy. It's a blessing.
They agreed that they could provide me housing here at John Knox Village. They'd pay the first month's rent. I could go through Catholic Charities to get some furniture to furnish the apartment. And just everything I would need to have a place to live, to have a home.
I wouldn't be here probably without them. I'd probably still be sleeping on the bike trail with dirty hands, dirty face, all that.
From sleeping in front of City Hall to relaxing in a comfortable apartment. From being down on their luck to bringing a paycheck home to a new apartment. Success stories coming out of Pinellas Hope prove they're not just about a handout, but a true helping hand up.
Success could be moving on to an apartment. Success could be keeping a job. Success for some could be just staying off the street for 5 months. A spirit of community, a spirit of hope. That's why we call it Pinellas Hope, but a spirit of hope.
Pinellas Hope gives people more than just a place to get a hot meal. It's a place to get cleaned up so they can make a good impression when they go to interview for a job or talk to a potential landlord. And people here tell me it's awful hard to make that good impression when you've been sleeping in the weeds the night before. Food, shelter, pride, and dignity. That's what's available here at Pinellas Hope.
Thanks very much, Len. Pinellas Hope is run by Catholic Charities and will continue to operate through April 30th. Pinellas County contributed about $500,000 to the program, but everyone agrees Pinellas Hope is only one piece in a complex puzzle to find permanent solutions for homelessness. The Pinellas County Commissioners support the 10-year homeless plan, a cross-cutting community initiative that spells out long-term solutions.
The 10-year plan really was a great example of our entire community, both the cities and the county, working together to develop one 10-year plan as opposed to 5 or 6 10-year plans. I think we've made tremendous strides in understanding the homeless issue as governmental officials working with service providers and the homeless community and our neighborhoods as well, and the business community. I think now we are at a crossroads. We've been able to increase our funding for homeless services by more than double, up to $14 million for this year. We've been able to initiate $15 million for an affordable housing trust fund funded by the county. We've increased our human services budget, and part of that is homeless prevention. That the best dollars you spend is dollars spent to prevent folks from becoming homeless in the first place. Now, because of tax reform and the way that's being implemented, the source of those funds, our general fund property taxes, will be seriously reduced. So now we're at a point where we have to reassess and say, can we continue to provide that level of homeless services, and what parts of the 10-year plan can we actually fund?
To learn more about Pinellas County's 10-year homeless plan, please log on to our website, pinellascounty.org/InsidePinellas, and we'll link you to the plan's page.
This is Inside Pinellas. This week,
Lens is in.
This is Inside Pinellas. This week,
Len Szynski joins us from Fred Howard Park to tell us what the project entails.
We're going to replace this bridge and the one to the west of here.
The next thing that you think you could do is outside and face the winds. It's not worth it. Get out. Get your family, your animals, and get out.
This is Sparky. He's actually a pretty lively little boy. He's about 1.5 years old, kind of a poodle mix.
Joined the event that honored a remarkable partnership between the city, county, state, and federal governments. Pinellas County Commission Vice Chairman Calvin Harris presented Rays manager Joe Madden with the key to Pinellas County. Our Olympians Zach Rayleigh and Ben Barger were both in attendance as the commissioners wanted to recognize and honor them for their achievements at the 2008 Olympic Games in Beijing.
We want to bring you the highlights of 4 Pinellas County Commissioners taking the oath of office.
That I am duly qualified.
That I am duly qualified.
To hold office under the Constitution of the state.
The duties of Pinellas County Commissioner.
On which I am now about to enter.
On which I am now about to enter.
You know, as we studied this over the years, we knew we couldn't balance affordable housing on the backs of developers.
This has been just one of those stories that if you told somebody, they wouldn't believe it.
It is predicted that our children will not have the longevity that we will enjoy during our lifetime.
Since the last time I was here about 8 years ago, this place is awesome. I mean, there were rocks here and the sand had gone all the way back where you can't see it now in the chute. But
I chaired a task force and came up with several recommendations which the county adopted.
How to impress the teacher.
Steve Wozniak, co-founder of Apple Computers, was the event's featured speaker.
Let's say this just one time, this is my soapbox. Fertilizer is not plant food, but it's something that helps the plants as they grow.
This may look like an expedition through the Amazon jungle, but it's actually right here in Pinellas County, and you too can find yourself in one of these canoes.
Where you begin a 4-step voting process.
Hello.
Today, we would like to provide you with some basic information that will assist you in filing a small claims case.
You have been asked to complete an emergency survey. The information, such as home evacuation level, job responsibilities, and special skills, is entered into a database and assists county administration.
What is it about coming here to the Market in the Park that makes you come every Saturday?
I just think it's a great way to start Saturday morning.
Over a third of the penny for Pinellas is paid for by tourists and visitors. Did you know that?
I figured some of it, but I didn't know it was a third of it.